What money mode are you in? What money mode are you in? Have you given that some thought? Is that new to you? Are you like money mode? What do you mean, Kane? What is money mode? Well, I am going to tell you. We are going to discuss just that today on Financial Therapy Challenge. Let's talk also about why having awareness of your money mode can help you to navigate the money cycle. Now, I describe the money cycle as earn, grow, protect, gift, and enjoy your money. And how you navigate that money cycle is going to determine your lifestyle. But how you navigate that money cycle is determined by two things: your money mentality type, which we talk about, and also your money mode. That's what we're talking about today, your money mode. I am Kanae Quarter, the world's number one national certified counselor specializing in financial therapy. I speak to and consult with business owners, service based business owners specifically, that are striving to get to their next level of financial success. But they want success with significance. Is that you? Well, welcome to the Financial Therapy Challenge. You and I have a little bit to talk about today because this talk is going to give you awareness around why you navigate the money cycle the way you do. Yeah. And you're probably thinking, hey, wait, let me give you the three money modes. And then you can say, wait, I think I've been here. I think I know where I am. And that's kind of what this talk is about. It gives you the time to see where you are. Are you a survivor? Are you a striver? Or are you a thriver? And when I say are you, please take that lightly because you are who you are. And the fourth money mode is really the authentic you. And that's really who you are. However, you've been acting like a survivor. You've been acting like a striver. You've been acting like a thriver. And there are these three different money modes create a certain emotion. And part of today's discussion is to get you kind of aware of some of the emotions that you feel in the different money modes and how you feel about the money cycle overall. And there are four there are four different money types, money emotion types, I should say. There are four different money emotion types. We're not going to drill down too deep in them, but I will tell you what they are. And they are fear, what I call fear emotions, lack emotions, lonely emotions, and desperation emotions. And the desperation emotions, you might also hear me call money emotions because um, these are the ones that I see associated with money the most. And they're the most simple and the ones you probably are familiar with. That is desperation, first of all, which goes along with survivor. I'll tell you more about that in a sec. Survivor, but the desperation, greed, guilt, and shame. Those all go right along with money and they come up the absolute must, the most, and they start very young, very young. So if I've already like piqued your curiosity and you're like, I definitely want to know more, then I want to encourage you to visit our website, presidentiallifestyle.com. If you haven't already, then you can take the free Power of Financial Therapy workshop. Is live. It's fun. I'll answer your questions at the end so you can see how all of this pertains to your specific situation. Let's break down the money the money modes. First, let's start with survivor. Now, survivor, the feeling that comes up or the emotion that comes up in survivor mode is usually desperation. a lot of desperation, a lot of fear. As a survivor, you cannot afford to make a mistake. And you'll know if you are a survivor because the money is tight. I'm talking about super tight. I don't mean living outside your means tight. I mean, you can't even live. Like you're barely surviving. The money runs out before everybody gets paid. So you sometimes have to choose between what to keep on, or you have two or three different jobs. This doesn't necessarily mean you are broke or poor because there are some people who are living in survivor mode. Like if you take, remember, did you see the show? Being Anna or something like that, and it was on Netflix, and it was about a girl who was a con artist, but she had access to a lot of money, but she was really still in survivor mode, moving from place to place. She really had to lie a lot. You might find yourself doing that in survivor mode, but really in survivor mode, it really is about kind of robbing Peter to pay Paul, and a lot of people do that because having money is super important to them, and they're just not there yet. Just not there yet. And you might have been in survivor mode at one time in your life, and now you're in a different mode. You could be, because what happens after survivor mode a lot is striver mode. Now, some people go from survivor to thriver, but most of the time you stop right here in striver mode. And striver mode is just above survivor mode because oftentimes you can be living outside of your means, but not always. Sometimes you have way more than enough money, but you're still striving for more because all you know is money. All you know is um, it's attached to your identity to have a certain amount of money. But also, what happens in striver mode is the titles. You have to be known as, the attorney that wins, or you have to be known as, the doctor that heals the thing or gets the thing done or keeps the person alive. You have to be known as the coach who has, and sometimes it's just as a coach, it might not even be about transforming lives as much as it might be about having like the most followers or just the most money. Like you have the highest ticket item out there. But who cares if you are completely stressed? And the emotion that I see with strivers most often is greed. But then sometimes the other side of that greed is shame. And when you start to feel that shame, then you start to move to thriver mode. In thriver mode, most people think this is where you're supposed to end and this is where you belong in thriver mode, but that is not true. Thriver mode still has a lot of emotion associated with it. And really what you want to do when it comes to money, you just want to kind of level out, just be in love and in harmony, not all of this fluctuation of emotion. And in thriver mode, what happens is you get a little lonely a lot of times because you don't have anybody to pass down your knowledge to. Sometimes you want to exit your business and transition, and there you have no succession plan. You don't know who you can give this business to because you've thrived now. You're thriving now, and leaving a lasting legacy becomes important to you. But you don't always know how to do that. So that creates that feeling of loneliness, sometimes feeling numb or misunderstood. So these are some of the emotions that come up quite often. And I told you about there are the classifications, the categories, the types, and their fear, lonely, lack, and desperation. I go deeper in those in the four common money types. You'll get that inside the power of financial therapy. Um, we talk about it in the live and then also in the course. So if you are in the course, I encourage you to look at the four common money emotional types because they're going to give you a lot of awareness. And that's really what the first step is the awareness. I want you to just be aware of what is happening in your body, what is happening in your mind, what are the thoughts, what are the feelings, what are the actions, the habits, the patterns, because the only way you're going to adjust it, which that's beginning of the third step, because the second step is just accepting it. Okay, I'm in striver mode. I all I can do is think about getting to my next level of success. And to me, my next level of success means getting more money, more things, more titles, more accomplishments. Sometimes in thriver mode, the next level of success means impact, meaning leaving a legacy. And I just want to know from you, tell me in the comments, has any of this happened in your life? Have you felt any of the emotions that I just talked about? Any of the loneliness, the fear, the desperation, the lack, the shame, the greed, any of those emotions? Just put yes or no. If you're like, nope, never felt any of those, that would be rare. I am expecting to get all yeses in the comments. So you can just tell me that. You don't have to go in deep, because I know sometimes this stuff is personal and you're not ready to talk about it yet. I get that. And let me also give you a little field work. Your field work is to talk about what's going well in your business. Because when you're in survivor mode, striver mode, sometimes even thriver mode, you're focused on what's not going well. Is there something you need to bring back to your business that maybe you forgot about? Is there something that went well that you're like, oh yeah, that went really well, but we stopped doing that? Think about that. Think about what's going well. Because if you're in survivor mode, then you really need to be focused on what's going well, because very little time is spent on the positive when you're in survivor mode. If you're in striver mode, you focus on what's going well, because that's going to let up some of the stress. And then lastly, if you're in thriver mode, focusing on what's going well is going to help you determine how to build that legacy, because you're going to build it in that area that's going well. I'll tell you more about this when we talk. And let me ask you, like, do you want to go on this journey together? Is it important to you right now to get to your next level of financial success? Is it important to you right now? Is it a high priority for you to have success and significance? Then you may want to book a private session with me. Now, earlier I said that you want to come to the live. The live is free, and if you purchase the Power of Financial Therapy course, it comes with the course. I do also allow you to come as many times as you want, especially once you're in the course. You can come as many times as you want. I don't shut you down, because I know that sometimes we're just dropping seeds and you are getting familiar with financial therapy. But there'll be a link if you want to book a private session with me. There'll be a link in the description of this video that will allow you to do that. But also, I want to invite you to the free live. The free live is where you are going to get to ask your questions so that you can see how to apply this to your specific situation. So you'll go to the link in the description of this video, but it is our website, presidentiallifestyle.com. Put the www dot. It also really needs the HTTPS or whatever in order for you to really get there. Otherwise, you're going to get like a 404 page. But that's why I say click the link in the description of this video, because by clicking the link, it just makes it easier. And you might be listening to this in a different place than on YouTube, because this video originated on YouTube, but it's going different places. And I want to make sure that you know when you come to the live, what you're going to get is we're going to talk about what financial therapy is and isn't, why self sync financial therapy is so powerful. Our version of financial therapy is a little bit different than what all the rest of the financial therapists are doing out there. Probably wondering why it's different, because we want fast, long lasting effects. And a lot of times people don't finish talk therapy or don't finish traditional financial therapy because it doesn't happen fast enough. And so we found a way to speed up the power of financial therapy. And that's what we do. But first, you just need to experience it for yourself. And so that's what we do in the free session is allow you to experience self-sync financial therapy for yourself so you can determine if it's right for you. A lot of people say, "Oh, Kane, we want that a free consultation." Well, if you book a single session with me, that's not a free consultation. If you go to the doctor, are you going to go to the doctor for free? No, you're not. You're going to pay. And that happens when you come to Kane, the world's number one national certified counselor specializing in financial therapy for business success. You're going to pay for the session. If you want a free session, then you go to our website and you register for the Power of Financial Therapy live session. All the links will be in the description of this video. If you're listening to or watching this or listening to this in a different mode than on our YouTube channel, because that is where this video originated, but we're going to put it in different places because we know that this subject is so important. If you stayed all the way to the end, and it sounds like you do too, so I'm so glad you're here. And I encourage you to go on to the next video, audio, module, wherever you're listening to this or watching this. I encourage you to go on to the next because this is just a small piece of all the things that financial therapy can bring. Ha! Just made it in time for the end. I didn't have not rhymed this whole time, but I got it in. Wow, go Kane. I knew I could get a rhyme in. I actually forgot to rhyme. It just didn't come up. So I'm glad I was able to get that in so I can beat myself. Yeah. I want to talk to you more about this. So make sure you're at the live or book a private session with me. Either way, I will see you sooner.